this year in the NBA playoffs to not only take it, but to make it?
I'm, as you can see, I'm Kevin Durant all over this show. So I'm going with KD. He's shown me he can do it in big moments.
Sure has.
And if I have to put the ball in his hands again to make the last shot, similar to that, I'm going with Durant.
Well, it's tough to go against that because, to your point, Isaiah, as much as we love, Steph, as much as we love Clay, both those guys realize he is the guy that can go get his shot whenever he wants to. So I agree with that. But I'm going to go east to have a little fun because we talked about the Celtics and we talked about how can they get right. Well, I think Uncle Drew / Kyrie Irving is another one of those guys. Fourth quarter, minute left in the game, 30 seconds left in the game, shot clock's going down, Jared. Here you go, Kyrie. Get to your sweet spot. Put the ball between your legs. Do what you do. Put him in a trance. I think Kyrie, Isaiah, can still get it done. Now he's finally healthy going into the playoffs.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that.
Let me throw a couple of more names out at you, guys who have been leaned on during the regular season for this. You got a guy like Paul George, who has hit 4 game winners this year for the Thunder. You got a guy like Jimmy Butler, who has stepped up and hit multiple big late shots since coming over to Philadelphia.
Also, I'm going to go back to the West now. We know there's no Nurkic for Portland. You mean to tell me fourth quarter when he goes, Dame time? So you'll never question. You know the ball's going to be in his hand. And I think, once again, he has something to prove, Isaiah. They got swept last year. The New Orleans Pelicans went in their backyard and smacked them like they owned them. I think Dame is going to put more on his shoulders. And in fourth quarters, he's really going to explode. And, of course, to your question, Jared, late game situation, I want the ball in his hands.
Lillard this season, in the last 10 seconds of games, with the Blazers down by 3 points or less, Lillard just 1 for 10 from the field.
That's going to change for the playoffs. Regular season, I understand it happens, but I'm going to keep saying it's like Kevin Durant. I'm staying on Dame Lillard because I know he's just not happy how things ended up last year. So I look for him to have a big playoff run.
Question number 17. Who wins more playoff games this year? Giannis and the top-seeded Bucks or Harden and the 4th-seeded Rockets?
More games, I'm going to go with Giannis and the Bucks. I just think they're ready to go. I think Bud, even with the injuries, obviously no Mirotić and Brogdon, I think they can hold down the fort. The way they're playing, inside out, Bud Ball is traveling defensively, Brook Lopez shooting 3. I mean, you just go on down the line. I think they're ready to go, Isaiah. I think their bench is deep. I think they understand that certain nights one guy may play more than the other. And last but not least, I think Bledsoe getting his contract out the way has him playing free-spirited basketball going into the playoffs.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you on everything that you just said, and I would go with Giannis also in Milwaukee. I think they get to the Eastern Conference Finals. And again, one of the reasons why we may be short-sighted on Harden and the Rockets is because that second round matchup that they have with Golden State. So they may not be able to play as long as Milwaukee.
Let me ask you about when you want or don't want to face a great team like the Warriors. The thought process has always been, let's delay it and play them as late as possible, in this case, the Western Conference Finals. But is there anything to it, Isaiah, that maybe you want to catch them earlier before they truly get into their rhythm?
When you're playing a team better than you and you know they're better than you, you only got one game to get them, and that's the first game of the series.
Right.
But when you're talking about playing them in the first round or the second round, and you're talking about all of the games, right? So you're talking about 14 games, you got a chance to catch them on one game. Right. That's it. The other 13, you got no shot. You got no shot. So you can catch them for one game, right? So when you want to play the Golden State Warriors, you want to catch them at game 1, because I may be able to get you game 1. Game 2, 3, 4, 5, I got no shot.
Yeah, it just makes things tougher for you because we understand, what they've done and how confident they are. And then for the Rockets, you have to be so healthy. So as the Warriors now come into this playoffs and you see how they've retooled with Bogut and now Cousins and Livingston's healthy and Iguodala's healthy, it's like mentally and physically, this may have been the healthiest the Warriors have been in their 5-year run here now. And that's what makes things very scary. And last but not least, Jared, they're still the most unselfish team, being one of the best teams in our league. That's why we feel so good about the Warriors.
All right, so you're both going with the freak as to who will win more games.
Yes.
Question number 18. It's going to be weird. It's going to be very weird.
Okay.
For the first time since 2005, no LeBron in the playoffs. Magic Johnson is no longer the Lakers team president. What will either one of them do during the playoffs to make us talk about them? Keep in mind, LeBron, particularly on social media, has gone into Zero Dark 23 mode, where he has stayed off of social media. What will he do to get involved in the conversation?
On July 1st, when it's official that guys are free agents, I look for LeBron to either, get with Jeannie Buss and figure out who the new president's going to be. Is Rod Pelinka going to stay as GM? Whoever that three-headed monster is, Isaiah, I think LeBron will officially break his silence and say, okay, free agents, come to LA, hang out, come play with me.
So hold on, you're saying during the playoffs we will not hear from LeBron at all?
You said noteworthy, Jared. Make sure which question you want now. You said to talk about him or make a comment? You said to talk about, right?
I said, what will he do during the playoffs to make us talk about him?
Nothing. I'm telling you, no, he's not going to do anything out the ordinary because he cannot really start recruiting until July 1. So him saying, hey, good way to go, Kyrie, or way to go, someone playing, I don't think that's conversation. When it's time to start recruiting and saying, come play with me, that's when, social media is going to lose their mind.
I think LeBron James, like all of us, he's a basketball fan. And he's never not been in the playoffs, and he's never not watched basketball. I think LeBron James will show up for some playoff games.
Ooh.
I think he will show up
in
for
Houston,
some finals games.
Probably in Houston for Chris Paul.
I think he's going to turn into a straight fan like we all are.
Yep. Right.
And he's going to watch games like he normally would. And I think he will try to learn and look at the opponents that he's going to, and I think he will try to, keep getting better. I don't see him just going away. And when you talk about Magic Johnson, what he will do, I think he will be with the Los Angeles Dodgers, who he's been very successful with, helping, owning, and managing that team. So I think he'll be with the Dodgers, and I think he'll be with our partner, Candace Parker, with the LA Sparks, helping them win championships also. So when you talk about Magic Johnson, he is in baseball, and don't forget he's in the WNBA also.
And remember, Magic talked a lot about at his impromptu press conference, the ability to be friends, to mentor, to give back to the game, and he felt it was too restrictive for him to be able to do that as team president because of the tampering rules.
Magic Johnson now has 6 jobs.
That's all?
He used to have 7 when he had the Lakers. Now he only has 6. When you look at the businesses that he owns and he runs, and when you look at, his participation with the Dodgers and also with the Sparks, he's a manager and he's a businessman, so he'll be around.
I could see LeBron in Philadelphia hanging out with Ben.
Ooh. Yeah. Oh, LeBron gonna be at the game.
I can see it to your point. He'll be at the game, but just to make sure we answer your question, I don't see him doing anything outlandish to get social media. Oh, LeBron's in Brooklyn, LeBron's in Philly. Oh, that's nothing. When LeBron starts saying, hey, AD, we're going to make a trade for you. Hey, Jimmy Butler, I want you to come to L.A. Hey, KD, at least take the meeting. We know you love Steph. We know you love Clay and Draymond. But can you at least take the meeting and come with me? That's when social media is going to okay, LeBron, working now.
I think he's going to light social media on fire during the playoffs.
Doing what, though? What could he do?
His same workout videos, his IG stories.
The workout, we're used to that.
He'll do something. He's got something up his sleeve. Yeah. Coming up, Chris Paul's playoff injury history, well documented.
Ouch.
So, why do we think he's going to be healthy again? Why do we think he will be healthy this year?